Hey guys, so the month of March came in a blink of an eye. Everything happened so fast. And at the beginning of the month, I went to Åre, which is a ski resort in Sweden, and I had the best time. I went with one of my exchange friends, Wesley, and we go, and the first day could not have been more perfect. It was 5 degrees outside, the sun was shining, and we actually made it all the way to the top of the mountain because usually most of the times it's closed because it's too windy. So for the first day we're just skiing and we're staying with blue slopes, which aren't really easy but aren't really hard. So we're just skiing along, just doing our own thing, and they were really long and really scenic, so we're taking pictures and just goofing off the first day. And then the second day we're there, we end up going again, but this day the weather was a little bit worse. So this time we actually did make it all the way to the top of the mountain, but the wind was really strong. Like, the wind was pushing us back, so we were freaking out. So finally we were going down this slope and we're like, hey, let's take a left instead of a right, like see where we end up on. And we ended up on the fun slope, that's what we call it, because obviously you don't know what it's called. But they were like a bunch of bumps and just going all over the place, and you had to like jump and do stuff. And also we went to the Women's World Cup, which was held in there, and Lindsey Vonn, for if you don't know, she's from Minnesota and she's really amazing. She's like a Olympic world champion or whatever. We met her, and obviously she won the race as well. But we're waiting for her at the bottom, right? Like after they come down skiing, we're waiting and we're just waiting there, my friend and I. And then all of a sudden we just see her and like, oh, I clearly freak out. And I'm like, Lindsey, ah! And then we take a picture with her, and yeah, it was a good day. That was one of the best days. And then after that, we like ran to the other side of the ski resort and we went to see the freestyle, which basically is they go really fast down, they do flips, they go again, they do another flip, and then they land. We had to hike up the ski mountain because we didn't want to wear our skis, so we're like hiking up the mountain. And I believe here's a video of us rolling down. To a dinner show, which was really amazing. So we get in and the waiters are the singers, and it's this huge spectacle performance and those stars. And it was the most awesome show I've ever seen. I was trying to think of the right word because I didn't want to make it, weird. But it was a really good show. And then halfway through the show, everything's going well. They're singing a bunch of songs. And then they start taking off their clothes. And it was so awkward because I was sitting in the most awkward position ever. Like, I'm sitting here and the stage is right here and the guys are like taking off their clothes like right here, and I'm trying to enjoy my steak but I can't because they're right there. And it was a good show. So then finally we have a good time, we go out to a couple of clubs and a couple of places, and then that was it. Oh, the weather's obviously really nice right now in Stockholm. It's been like 13 degrees outside, so it's been pretty warm. I'm just rambling on. Yesterday, I barely came back from Kiruna, which is a city in the north of Sweden, the Arctic Circle, and I had a blast. Our train ride up there, where my friend Isaac and I were sitting in our compartment just talking, listening to, I don't know what we're listening to, the script, and we look out the window and the northern lights are right there. Like, they're green and they're dancing around and they're really amazing, and obviously we freak out and start running all over the compartments telling all the other exchange students. And then so we get to see the northern lights, and we saw them for like 2 hours on the train ride there. And then when we got to Kiruna, we went to the Ice Hotel, and the Ice Hotel was really nice. It's nothing what you expect. I imagined this huge castle, but basically it was, the way they build it is kind of when you build like a sand castle where they compact all the snow, and then well, not like a sand castle, but imagine a sand castle, but then they get a chainsaw and they cut over it into elaborate rooms and stuff. And it was really nice. All the rooms were designed very differently, and if you want to see the pictures, go ahead and go on Facebook. I'm not going to post them here. We also went to an ore mine, and only in Sweden would they have a movie theater and a cafe in an ore mine. I don't know how, I would tell you how many feet it was, but I don't know, and I don't want to lie to you. And then we got to meet like some people from Kiruna that were showing us around the city, and it was a really small city, but they were so nice, and everything was so clean, and it was a little cold. We also went to Norway, and we had a great time. It was weird because we didn't really do anything, but we spent a lot of quality time. And Norway looked exactly the same as Sweden. We also fed a reindeer. This is a little tragic story. Okay, but we're sitting down, we're standing up, we're getting a tour of the teepees and where the natives of Sweden live, and then they give us food and we go feed the reindeer and we're having a good time, and then we go into the huge teepee to have dinner and they're feeding us reindeer. How depressing. And we had reindeer for almost all the days we were there, but whatever, you know, I had a little fun at night and saunaed and ran around outside and rolling in the snow. My flight has been changed, so I am no longer going to be arriving back home on July 18th. I am actually going to be back home by June 11th. So, giving a shout out to my homies at the pool. And so, I'm so excited to go back home. I really am. But it's the weirdest feeling because I want to go home, but I don't want to go home. So I'm like in this middle ground where I don't want to go home, but I don't want to stay, but I want to do both. It's so weird. Whatevs. I think that's it for this month.